42 degrees in the shade. But there is no shade here. A highly contaminated place, deserted and forgotten. A lost place with a dark history that can still be deadly to visitors today.
There are places all over the world that you should go and visit, including sprawling cities and metropolises. However, there are also some abandoned places that may seem like a good idea to go and visit, but in fact, they're not for good reason. So allow us to show you the abandoned cities you should never visit. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 4. Centralia, Pennsylvania. Sometimes a great accident can cause unexpected circumstances, which is what happened to Centralia, Pennsylvania in 1962. During that year, the small town was trying to burn away their local landfill, which, for the record, is a very common practice when done correctly. But when the act was done, a part of it seeped through an unknown hole in the landfill and went straight into the town's coal mines. Due to the danger of this, the entire town was evacuated. As of right now, the town only has a handful of people living in it due to the fires that are still burning underneath. Fires that will continue to burn until there is no more coal left in the mines. As for the town above ground, it's partially destroyed by the fire and the rest of the area has been fully taken over by nature, including having so much greenery that it looks like a field with streets going through it. So yeah, you really shouldn't go there as there's not much to see.
The fire continued to rage unchecked into the 1980s. Giant plumes of smoke and deadly carbon monoxide gases billowed from fissures in the ground. The local highway cracked and collapsed. Trees were bleached white and petrified.
Number 3. Pripyat, Ukraine. The Chernobyl disaster left its mark on the world when it had a failure back in 1986. But without a doubt, the biggest casualty of the entire region was that of Pripyat in the Ukraine. At the time, Pripyat was a booming city, but now, not so much. Almost 50,000 people from the area had to be pulled out because of the outpouring of radiation from the nuclear reactor. Due to the immediate impact of the area, the town had to be warded off to ensure that no one ever returned.
When we first walked into that room, the first thing that we picked up was the sound of dripping water. You can see it first dripping from the ceiling, large puddles accumulated on the floor, and there's a sense of fear that comes from that.
Over the many years since, the town has slowly started to open up, and there are even tours that can be done in the safe zones of the area. Still, many wonder if the place will ever truly be livable again because of the events that happened there, and what nature has done to the place since, and what it will likely continue to do if it doesn't get inhabited soon. And naturally, with a place like this, there are rumors and stories about certain animals and people that reside there, so go there at your own risk. Number 2. Plymouth, Montserrat. There are many reasons for a town to be abandoned, but what some people don't expect is a capital city of a nation to be abandoned very suddenly. Yet that's exactly what happened with Plymouth, Montserrat, which is located in the West Indies. In 1995, it was revealed that a nearby volcano was more than likely going to erupt, thus putting the entire city in danger. Later, that prediction came true as the volcano blew its top, covering Plymouth in 40 feet of ash. Technically speaking, you can go see Plymouth today, however the volcano in question is still one that is active, thus it can still erupt and cause a lot of problems. So the tours that can be taken by the island will vary based on the readings of the volcano, and you won't want to be near any kind of volcano when it erupts. That's a promise. Number 1. Wittenoom, Australia. Wittenoom in Australia had to be abandoned for a very good reason, for the safety of those who lived there. At one time, Wittenoom was a place where you could mine for blue asbestos, a major building material in the country during a certain time period. This went on for decades, and as such the town grew and grew, which led to more and more problems as you might expect. Because as you hopefully know, asbestos is bad.
It takes 12 hours to drive through the outback. Hundreds of miles where I don't see a single car. There is nothing here. I wonder why anyone would ever get the idea of coming out here
The people of the area got sick, very sick, and the declining demand for asbestos as a whole because of its health risk and better materials led to the mine closing in 1966, with most of its residents moving out of the area. Wittenoom was officially closed in 2007, and the Australian government took steps to limit access to the former mining town and removed it from all official maps, just to help make sure that it wasn't stumbled upon and explored by those who didn't know its history. Plus, there's still asbestos there, so going there and staying for a period of time could truly end your life. So, what do you think? What do you think of this look at the cities of the world that have been abandoned and shouldn't be visited? Are you actually a bit curious about some of these places? Do you feel there should be other spots on this list to be avoided? Let us know in the comments below, be sure to subscribe, and we will see you next time on the channel.